I love you. These are the immortal words we all want to hear at some point in our lives, whether it's from our parents or from our significant other. These words make such a difference in our outlook on life. It brings hope and it brings joy, especially during tough times. Knowing that you are loved gives you an amazing strength to power through anything, because love conquers all. When we are loved, it positions us as a priority. We have confidence when we are loved. We are fearless because we are loved. We are filled with faith because of this love. This is the truth we need to internalize when it comes to being connected to Jesus. This connection brings all these things into our lives because we are loved by the King. Now, relationships in the Bible were usually transactional. They were called covenants. Covenants were made to benefit both parties involved. Love would not necessarily be the glue that would hold the covenant together. In a mutual covenant, there would be a covering of each other's weaknesses. As an example, a farmer would make a covenant with a warrior. The farmer provides food, and the warrior provides protection. This is the type of covenant we see with God and Israel during the time of Moses. To experience the blessing of the Lord, the nation had to obey his commands. If they did not obey, they could not claim the blessing. It was a two-sided covenant. This would usually not be considered as the covenant of love, because the essence of God's love is not about synergy, but about sacrifice. God would choose to make a love covenant with individuals. God seems to make this type of covenant with Abraham, and this would be a one-sided covenant. Abraham would experience the blessing of God. He would be the recipient of God's love. God promised to bless Abraham whether he was faithful or not, meaning that God would love him even when Abraham disobeys. This would be a love transaction where a superior sacrifices for the inferior. Jesus demonstrates this covenant by giving his life away, even when we don't give ours to him. Paul wrote that while we were sinners, Jesus died, or in other words, he loved, and that God remains faithful even when we don't. Being part of Jesus is being part of a one-sided covenant. We are blessed no matter what we do because we are loved. And because we are loved this way, we obey without being threatened by the law. We worship without coercion. We give without expecting in return. We change without being forced. It's his goodness, his love that leads us to repentance, leads us to follow him. This is such an amazing benefit we receive when we become part of the life of Jesus. We are loved, and this makes us confident to overcome any obstacle, any pressure, any sin, any circumstance. And even when we fail, even when we hide, even when we fall, still we are loved. We are stronger because we are loved. We are better because we are loved. We can conquer because we are loved. Being part of Jesus, our relationship status is this: I am loved.